Bao and I walked out of the building together. He walked beside me with an easy stride, hands swinging loosely at his sides. Up close, his frame felt even bigger than I remembered, broad shoulders filling the narrow sidewalk space. We reached a small corner cafe that stayed open late for delivery drivers and night owls. Inside, a few scattered customers sat hunched over phones or laptops, fans humming lazily overhead. The smell of coffee and condensed milk cut through the heavy air. We took a small table near the wall. Bao immediately pulled out his phone, thumb already moving. "Man, delivery today was insane," he said, half laughing. "Traffic everywhere. One guy almost clipped my mirror just to beat a red light, like his life depended on it." I smiled politely. "Sounds about right." Then he talked about delivery routes, shortcuts through tiny alleys, customers who never answered their phones, how sometimes he worked nights, sometimes mornings, depending on the app. I answered when needed, nodded, laughed at the right moments. Bao took a sip of his coffee, then glanced up casually. "So, you enjoy living in that building?" "It's fine," I said. "Cheap, close to work." Bao nodded slowly, eyes dropping back to his phone, thumb scrolling. Yeah, location's good. "You ever noticed weird stuff there?" he added. I kept my face neutral. "Weird how?" He shrugged lightly. "I dunno. Old buildings always got strange noises, weird neighbors, stuff like that." "Not really," I said. "Pretty quiet." Another nod. A soft hum of acknowledgement. His phone chimed. He muted it. "The landlord bothers you a lot?" he asked. "He's around sometimes," I said. "Normal landlord stuff." Bao leaned back in his chair slightly, stretching his shoulders. "Yeah, landlords." He smiled faintly, but his eyes stayed on me longer than necessary this time. I kept my posture relaxed, my voice steady. Inside, every word started going through a filter before leaving my mouth. Bao asked about my job next, but even that felt like a bridge rather than curiosity. He listened carefully, nodding at odd moments. I took a sip of my coffee to give my hands something to do. Bao stopped scrolling. Then he set the phone down on the table. Bao leaned back in his chair and let out a long, heavy breath through his nose. He rubbed the back of his neck and finally looked straight at me. "You know," he said quietly, "you've been asking a lot of questions lately." I didn't answer right away. I kept my eyes on my coffee, watching the steam curl upward and disappear. "Just getting used to the place," I said. "New neighborhood, new people." Bao nodded slowly, like he was weighing whether to accept that or not. His eyes stayed on my face longer than normal, not drifting back to his phone like usual. "You live right across from that sealed room," he said. I lifted my eyes. "Yeah." Another pause. He inhaled slowly, then sighed again, deeper this time, like he had been carrying something uncomfortable for a long time. "She's real," he said. The word landed heavier than I expected. "She's alive. Not a ghost. Not some story people tell to scare renters." Bao looked down at the table for a moment, then backed up at me. "She has a rare medical condition. Something the doctors couldn't really explain clearly. We went to hospitals. Big ones. Private clinics too. Different doctors. Different tests. Same answers. They tried medicine, therapy, monitoring. Nothing changed. Every time we thought something might work, it didn't. She kept getting weaker, more unstable, more lost. I started looking for other options," he continued. "Not because I'm crazy, because when you're watching someone you love slowly disappear in front of you, you don't just sit there and accept it. I found the ritual through my uncle," Bao said. "The landlord. That confirmed something in my chest that had already been forming. He studied this kind of thing for years," Bao went on. "He understands how these spirits work, how energy moves, how balance can be restored. The spirit isn't hurting her," he said. "It stabilizes her, anchors her body. If the spirit leaves, she won't survive. That's what my uncle explained. That's what I believe." I stared at him. "You're keeping her locked in a room." "For now," Bao replied immediately. "Temporary, until the ritual fully stabilizes." Until she's strong enough. She's protected there. No outside interference. No stress. No disruptions. The spirit feeds on consistency. Calm structure. Control. You think this is protection? I said. Bao didn't flinch. I think this is the only thing keeping her alive. He straightened slightly in his chair. I'm not abusing her, he said firmly. I'm taking care of her. I'm the one staying up when she can't sleep. I'm the one cleaning, feeding, monitoring her condition. I'm the one making sure the ritual stays stable. I'm carrying the burden so she doesn't have to. I'm her guardian. Someone has to be strong enough to make hard decisions. I shook my head slowly. That's not how care works. She needs doctors, real treatment, people, sunlight, freedom. You're isolating her and calling it protection. Bao's lips pressed together. I tried hospitals, he said. Every hospital I could afford. Every specialist people recommended. You think I didn't want a simple solution? You think I wanted this life? His hand tightened around his phone. They couldn't help her. They kept running tests and sending us home with the same empty answers. She kept getting worse. What would you do if you were watching someone fade and nobody could tell you how to stop it? That doesn't make this right, I said quietly. You don't get to imprison someone because you're scared. Bao's eyes hardened slightly. You don't understand, he said. You're standing outside looking in and judging. You're risking her life, I replied. What if this ritual is making her worse? What if she wants out? His jaw clenched. She doesn't know what's good for her right now, he snapped before catching himself. His voice dropped again, but the tension stayed. She's not stable enough to decide. I felt a chill move up my back. But still, that's not the right way to do it, I said. You don't know how hard I tried, he said tightly. You didn't see what she was like before. You didn't carry her to the bathroom when she couldn't stand. You didn't sit in hospital hallways all night waiting for test results that meant nothing. My uncle gave me a way to save her. He gave me a place to stay. He didn't charge me rent. He didn't abandon me when everyone else walked away. He's a good man. Good men don't help lock people in rooms, I said. Bao's eyes darkened. He leaned closer, lowering his voice until only I could hear him. I'm telling you this because I don't want problems, he said. I don't want misunderstandings. You've been getting too close to something that isn't yours. You should stay out of it, he continued calmly. For your own good. Bao picked up his phone again, the screen lighting his face faintly. Finish your coffee, he said casually, like nothing serious had happened. It's getting late. I walked back from the coffee shop with Bao, feeling awkward. The landlord was standing near the entrance, leaning casually against the gate like he often did, his hands behind his back. He looked up when he saw me and smiled. Everything's fixed already, he said lightly. I nodded. Oh, okay. That was all he said. No explanation of what had been broken. No details about what he had repaired. Just a calm, finished statement like closing a small task on a checklist. I went inside and climbed the stairs to my room. The first thing I did was turn on the light. Came on immediately. I switched the fan on. The familiar hum filled the room. I plugged my phone into the charger. The charging icon appeared without hesitation. Wi-Fi connected normally. Everything worked. I stood there for a moment, realizing I didn't even know what he had supposedly fixed. There was nothing obviously different. Nothing missing. Nothing damaged. Still, a small sense of relief settled in. At least nothing was broken. At least the power was stable again. Then I opened the security camera app. The last time I checked it, someone had removed my access without warning. I never got a clear explanation for that. The app loaded. The hallway feed appeared on the screen. My door. The narrow corridor stretching toward the stairwell. Everything looked normal. Seeing the familiar camera angle gave me a quiet sense of reassurance, like having a small window open into the outside world without needing to step out. Then something started to feel wrong. My eyes lingered on the area across from my door, where the sealed room used to be. The shape looked off. The way the shadows fell didn't match what I remembered. The outline of the doorway area seemed flatter, heavier somehow. My brain kept trying to correct the image like a puzzle piece that almost fit but not quite. I zoomed in. The image blurred and pixelated. The compression artifacts smeared the details into blocks of gray and brown. No matter how much I adjusted the zoom, I couldn't get a clear view. I could only tell one thing for sure. It looked different. I stared at the screen longer than I meant to. A quiet unease crawled up my chest, slow and steady. The camera wasn't giving me answers, so I decided to check myself. I opened my door and stepped into the hallway, pretending I just wanted some fresh air. I walked toward the opposite room, and then I stopped. The door of that room was gone. It looked like it had been filled in with bricks. Fresh cement lines were visible there, slightly darker than the surrounding wall. The surface wasn't even fully cleaned yet. A faint, dusty smell lingered in the air. I shifted my gaze to where the window had been. That was sealed too. Bricks stacked tightly, mortar still rough at the edges. No cracks, no gaps, no space left for light or air to pass through. The room no longer existed. It wasn't a room anymore. It was just a wall. For a moment, my mind struggled to connect what I was seeing with what I remembered. Just days ago, there was a door here. A real door. A space behind it. A shadow behind a curtain. Presence. Now it looked like this section of the building had always been solid. Like the room had never been there at all. I stood there quietly, staring at the bricks, trying to reconstruct the room in my memory. The shape of the old frame, the way the light used to hit the edge of the door, the faint movement behind the curtain at night. None of it matched what was in front of me anymore. A small thought surfaced slowly. I hadn't seen her silhouette in a long time. It hadn't happened suddenly. It had faded quietly, night after night, until I realized I couldn't remember the last time I saw her at all. My eyes stayed fixed on the sealed wall. If the room was gone, where was she now? I turned back toward my room, the bricks still sitting in the corner of my vision as I walked away. Whatever had been happening across from me hadn't ended. It had only moved somewhere I could no longer see. Sunday mornings in the alley always felt softer than the rest of the week. The traffic thinned out. The usual horns faded into the distance inscoffed of bouncing endlessly between concrete walls. A few small shops rolled their metal doors halfway open, moving slowly, like the city itself was stretching after a long night. The air felt lighter, not as hot yet, carrying the smell of scoffed rice and fried dough from somewhere near the corner. I stepped out to buy breakfast, trying to let myself enjoy the normal rhythm of it. Helmet under my arm, phone in my pocket, wallet already open in my hand. The landlord was standing near the entrance, sweeping a small pile of dust toward the drain. He looked up when he saw me and smiled. "Good morning," he said. "Going to get food?" "Yeah," I replied automatically. He leaned the broom against the wall and gestured lightly toward the small office beside the gate. "Come have a quick coffee first," he said. "Just a small chat. It won't take long." "I'm kind of in a hurry," I said. He smiled again, unchanged. "Just 1 minute. Also, there's something important I need to tell you." Just a suggestion that somehow didn't leave much room to refuse. I followed him inside. The office was small and neat. The faint smell of old paper mixed with something herbal, maybe incense that had burned earlier. He poured coffee into 2 small cups and slid one toward me. "Sit," he said kindly. For a moment, neither of us spoke. The quiet felt deliberate, like he was letting the space settle before choosing his words. "You've been settling in okay?" he asked. "Yeah," I said. "It's fine." He nodded slowly, watching my face more than my answer. Then, gently, he said, "You've been talking to some people recently, haven't you?" My shoulders tightened slightly. "Just neighbors," I replied. "Normal stuff." He smiled, not reacting to the deflection. "People come and go in this area," he said calmly. "Sometimes outsiders get curious about small buildings like this. Rumors start easily." His eyes met mine briefly, then drifted back to his coffee. "I suppose it's better if we don't keep dancing around it," he said. Yes, I helped bow. He came to me because he was desperate about his girlfriend. She was sick, the landlord continued. Not something doctors could clearly solve. He tried many places, spent a lot of money, lost a lot of sleep. When people are cornered like that, they look for other kinds of solutions. I have some knowledge in traditional practices, he added. Not superstition, just old methods people don't use much anymore. I watched his hands as he held the coffee cup. Bao loves her, he said. He was trying to save her. I nodded slightly. Where is she now? I asked. She's been transferred to another place. Safer, more open, somewhere she can get sunlight and fresh air. It's better for her recovery. She's not here anymore? I asked. No, he said calmly. That phase is finished. The word phrase stuck with me. I hesitated, then asked, Then why did you hide the room? Why did everyone avoid talking about it? He smiled faintly. Tenants get nervous easily, he said. If people see strange things, they imagine worse things. Panic spreads. Bad rumors hurt everyone. Sometimes it's better to keep sensitive matters quiet. He took a sip of coffee before continuing. And privacy matters. Bao and his girlfriend didn't want attention. They already had enough stress. If it was just privacy, I said slowly, why seal the room completely? He tilted his head slightly. The structure was old. It needed reinforcement anyway, he replied. Might as well fix it properly. I nodded, but another question followed naturally. Then why remove camera access before? I felt like I was the only one who did not have access. He gave a small chuckle. Technologies these days always require updating. Sometimes it might take longer than usual. And updates happen just randomly, so it takes me a while to notice. And Bao, I asked, is he still living here? For now, yes, the landlord replied. But he might move in with her soon, I guess. It's up to him. The landlord watched me quietly, as if reading my hesitation. You seem worried, he said gently. You don't need to be. Everything has been handled responsibly. We just want everyone here to live peacefully, he added. I nodded slowly, even though my chest felt slightly heavy. When I stood up to leave, he walked me to the door. Enjoy your breakfast, he said pleasantly. You too, I replied. As I stepped back into the alley, sunlight hit my face, bright and ordinary. Everything he said made sense. And yet, as I walked away, a quiet unease stayed with me. Not because of what he said, but maybe because of what he didn't. I was replaying the landlord's words in my head as I walked toward my bike. I locked my helmet and reached for the handlebar. That was when I noticed a van. It was parked a little farther down the alley, half blocking one of the smaller side lanes. A plain white cargo van. No logo, no writing on the side. A guy was wearing a faded t-shirt and a baseball cap pulled low, moving quickly, efficiently. He lifted cardboard boxes from the ground and stacked them inside the van. I tried hard to see who that was. It was Bao. Then I saw a girl. Her hair fell loosely around her shoulders, partially hiding her face. She wasn't helping with the boxes. She wasn't looking around either. She just stood there quietly, hands clasped in front of her body. Something about her posture sent a small chill through me. It was familiar. The silhouette could be the waving girl. I was not 100% sure, but considering what had happened, who else could it be, right? My breath slowed without me realizing it. Where were they headed? Bao finished stacking one box and turned slightly toward her. He said something I couldn't hear. She nodded faintly. He closed the van door halfway, then reopened it to adjust something inside. Bao glanced briefly down the alley. For a heartbeat, I thought his eyes might land on me. The door slid shut. Bao got into the van. The engine started. The van idled for a second, then began creeping forward toward the mouth of the alley. Should I follow them?